What is going on, y'all? It is your boy, the Granddad Woolly. Back with another episode of Dead End Gaming. Now, I know it's a little weird, y'all, because usually I don't do the intro. Usually it's either Eric V or BZ430. But as you can see, if you're live with us on Twitch, it's a two-man crew, and it is the crew that you always knew was going to prevail no matter what. DEW in the building. DEW. DEW. Yes, sir. I got my man Bloodbath in the building. Bloodbath, tell him what's up.
Kevin this bitch. But most importantly, the DEW Tag Team Champs are here. You already know what it is.
Let's get it.
When you see the two of us together, it's time to talk that wrestling. It's all about the square circle shenanigans tonight, y'all.
You know what it is. You know what it is. But we do have to say, yes, there's no Tyler. Keep her in your thoughts. She should be back soon. She's still dealing with some things, but she will be back soon. Yep. Eric V had a prior engagement, so he is busy doing something else, and BZ has a personal engagement at home he's dealing with, so he won't also be able to be there. So their slight misfortunes is now DEW's come up moment of the century.
Yeah, all the stars aligned.
It's like
for us to do this.
Yeah, like it's like something told us that today was the day for DEW, and like I'm just telling you, it's all going down the way it should be. But yeah, we're gonna get into 3 parts of the show. You know, we're going to talk about topics, and then usually we talk about, like, you know, questions. And now, fuck that. We're going to do our topics, and then after that, the takeover. Shit's different now. The shit's different. You're going to see what's going to happen, all right? But before we start that, Kev, what you been playing? What games you been playing? We'll do that.
I've been playing Apex. I hopped back on Apex the other day for the first time in like a week and a half because I've been all in on KO City, like all in. Played it. I got a dub first game back. Then I played in the arena to see if I was rusty. Got a dub first game back in the arenas too. And I was like, well, maybe I never lost it. So I was like, okay, at least I know the skills have been well ingrained.
Right.
Then I've been playing KO City per usual. I'm really having a lot of fun with that game. I made my crew. Shout out to the crew Shiesty.
You said crew Shiesty.
Yeah, that's the
I'm not even gonna hate. That's a nice name. I'm kind of jealous.
I do what I can. I like it. And I like that silly names.
Right.
Then what else I played? I've been playing Ori, the first one, because I'm also on Game Pass. I've been playing Ori.
That's a good game. That's dope.
Yeah, it's good. And then it was something. It was 2K per usual. I gotta say 2K. Gotta say that.
Yeah, we gotta get back on the squad. We gotta get back on the squad.
So every time they say, "Why should be free?" As soon as it's time to play, it all falls apart.
You know how niggas be niggas. You know, we say something and we don't do it. You know, one day though, we gonna get it in.
We will. And then what else? There's one more thing. I said Apex, KO, Ori. I started Yakuza today because I was trying to play something else, but it wasn't working. So I played a little bit of Yakuza. I'm playing Yakuza 0. So I'm trying to start from ground level, like basically the basement, and work my way up. So I've always wanted to play the series, but now that it's on Game Pass, it's like I have no excuse.
Yeah, I was for some reason I never got into the Yakuza series. I don't know why. I tried to play a couple of them, but it just never grabbed me. I guess I just gave up on it. But not saying it's bad. I just think it just didn't gel for me for some reason. I've tried, but that's what's up. That's what's up. And there's a lot of them games, so you got a lot of games to go through.
It's a whole lot of them.
It's a lot of them shits, yeah. A ton of Yakuza games. But, you know, they making that money. All right, and that's all you played?
Yeah, that was it.
All right, so for me, I got back to more Returnal. I'm still dealing with this second boss. I streamed it today. Pain in the ass. Like, man, this game, it's fun. But I also found out today, because the game, if you watch my stream, the game glitched on me. So I found out that I can't actually shut the game off. I thought I couldn't shut the game off at all. But I just learned that I can, because it'll just have me start over in my run. But it won't make me start over from the very, very, very beginning of the game. So that's dope. But I'm loving Returnal. Other than that, like it's just a pain in the butt. But it's a roguelike, and I knew that going into it, but I didn't think it was gonna be this crazy. But I'm loving it. Also, I gotta say this first and foremost. This past Saturday, we had our Smash Ultimate CPU Champions Tournament, and the GOAT himself, the big winner, Diogen, is in the building. Took home 300 and the CPU Undisputed Championship title belt, which was sent to him today. It's on the way, Diogen. Great tournament. The season finale for the CPU Cup series of the Smash, and we'll be moving on to a new game. If you watch the stream, you know what the game is, but if not, We'll get into it. We'll talk about it later. But I really appreciate everybody who came through for that stream, for that tournament. It was a dope tournament, and I feel like
to win so bad.
Yeah, but I feel like the right person won. Diogen is look. He has 6 championships, so he's Michael Jordan out here. Yo, he the greatest.
I don't know how he does it. I'm convinced. Like I'm not. I know the competition isn't rigged, but it's something he's doing on his part.
I don't know.
I don't know if he sold his soul. I don't know. This was one or two options. It's either he's so blessed that everything is like turns in his favor, or he's a master of the dark arts and he is involved in all of the witchcraft and wizardry. Because there's no in between. It's one or the other. Either it's light or it's dark. Man. And I'm leaning towards he's turned to the dark side. He is a Sith Lord. Like,
he might be
weird going on.
He just might be. But you know what? I ain't mad at it. Whatever he got to do, look, his stat game was crazy, but his man legit. Not only did he win, but he won with Banjo. Come on, and he beat out all these other. Look, he the GOAT. He is the GOAT, and you can't take it away from him now. You cannot take that title away from him. So congrats to Diogen, and I look forward to seeing if he's going to carry that over into season 2. If he do this thing in season 2, then he is the master of the dark arts. Period.
Yeah, it's something going on.
Something going on. Again. I'm gonna have to make an executive decision and cut that motherfucker.
Yeah, now I was surprised though by a surprise defeat when Lucas went out first round.
Yep. Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah, King K. Rool came through. Like I had a feeling, like King K. Rool with that recovery was able to stop Lucas's game plan, the bread and butter. So, if you watch the stream, go on my channel. You can watch the stream of the tournament. It's still up. Great tournament, very entertaining, and I feel like the right person won. The right man, the best in the game won as they should have. But also I played some. I played some Knockout City. I play a little bit more Knockout City. Getting better at that game, but it's really dope. I'm having fun with it. More Apex as well. I got a couple dubs. I've been playing Apex on PC lately because I haven't been playing on my PlayStation, but I've been playing on my PC. Got a couple dubs the other day, and played a little Mario Kart. I ain't played that in a minute, so I played some Mario Kart. That was a good time. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, but mostly, yeah, it's been kind of light on the gaming, but just the usual suspects. But speaking of gaming, since we gotta get into this gaming shit, apparently, E3, Kev, is back on the scene digitally. That is not no longer in person, but they just released their schedule where E3 actually starts in 2 days 2 days from when we're recording this. So by the time you hear this, if you're listening on like our podcast network, it's already out. But June 10th, so June 10th, E3 starts and it goes all the way to June 15th. And there's a few things here, like I'm looking at the schedule and it's just, I don't know, like E3 just feels like I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm looking at it like we got the Summer Vein, the Kickoff, the Koch Primetime, the IGN Expo, the Guerrilla Collective Part 2. I'm looking at this, Ubisoft's going to be on there, Devolver Digital, Gearbox, Xbox has a showcase there. Which is the only one of the and then there's a Nintendo Direct. So it's pretty much the usual suspects, but I just feel like there's no hyper fanfare around. And I guess it's because of what's been going on, but I just feel like E3's like, to me, it feels just like, it's here, but it's like, I don't know what they're going to announce. Now, I think if Nintendo wants to go all in, they can announce Switch Pro. Bandai Namco could probably announce a really dope game. Capcom's got a showcase, but it's like, I'm expecting a whole bunch of games that are going to not be coming out until next year. I don't think anything recent is going to be coming out, or they're just going to give us some updates of what's going on. But
games you think they're going like? I don't think they don't usually announce delays during E3.
Yeah,
but yeah. If they got out there and just started announcing delays for stuff that they showed before, I would be like, yo, y'all are wilding right now.
Exactly. Like I don't think so. They're gonna have to make some big announcements. They have to make some big announcements.
I don't think so.
But like I said, that's what I'm feeling. Because I don't think there's any. What big announcements are they going to really make? Because unlike other E3s, they don't have anything to really. They don't have like with the systems and the consoles being so hard to get, especially like PlayStations, even Switches now are hard to get, and Xboxes to a certain extent. Like I don't know if they're going to announce anything huge or mega that's going to come out in the near future. Like I said, if anything comes out, it'll be next year maybe. But I just don't know. It's like for me personally, I don't feel hyped for E3 at all. I used to be super hyped for E3, but now I'm like, okay, what are they gonna really announce or say that they can't say outside of E3? Because basically, it's just a big live stream that E3 is just slapping their logo on for the most part. That's how I see it. I don't
I
see,
think
you know,
I think part of the problem is people still can't get next gen systems. So it's just like it's even less of a reason to get excited for games for a system that you can't even find for most people.
exactly.
So then they really just watching to see, oh, okay, that's cute, but I can't play it. Or I'm really interested to see the release dates of some of these things that they're going to announce because like, I kind of feel like you said like most of that's going to be 2022. So then it's
Mm,
like I feel like this year of gaming is just getting skipped over as far as
yeah,
like big next gen titles. And these systems technically came out last year, so they'll have been out for a whole year with no real solid system sellers.
right. Yeah, and I agree with you on that. Like honestly, I think the biggest news or the biggest, I guess, rumor coming out of this is for me personally is Nintendo that they're going to be announcing new hardware, which is or new
They
Switch
better.
hardware, which I'm assuming is the Switch Pro. Like this is the perfect time for Nintendo to announce the Switch Pro. One because like we're overdue for some kind of update to the Switch. Like the Switch
Mhm.
needs the life cycle of the Switch is about the midway point. It's been out for a minute, and I feel like announcing a Switch Pro is going to breathe so much life into. I mean, Nintendo's already killing it, but it's going to bring a new lease on life for the Switch. And I just want to see what they do because they've been pretty quiet lately. Other than a couple, a couple games, they've been really quiet. So I feel like they're just loading up to drop a bomb, and that's the perfect time to do it. Especially because there's nothing else really on this show or on this schedule that I think would ever compete that. I think if they announce Switch Pro, anything else that's announced on this whole E3 will be irrelevant because everybody's going to be talking about that. So if I was Nintendo and I had a Switch Pro to announce, even if it's just a screenshot or just announcing that it's going to happen, that's going to be the biggest talked about thing in the entire E3, in my
It
opinion.
will be. It would definitely steal the show. Um, Either that or if they decide to finally give the streets what they want and they announce a new Metroid.
Or what they're working on because they had to redo it. Maybe they have
It's
a they
never
have
seen it though. So like if they could drop a trailer or something for it, then that
yeah.
would get people excited.
Or if they give us a Bayonetta 3 trailer, that too.
That too.
I'm down for that.
People really want those. People really
Or
want
Breath of the
Bayonetta or
Wild.
Metro.
Maybe they'll surprise us with some Breath of the Wild too
That'd be
news.
good. I'd be
Yeah.
excited about something like that.
So if that mixed with a Switch Pro or new Super Nintendo Switch or whatever, because there's a lot of names running around.
Yeah.
I think that would be dope for Nintendo. But everything else, and maybe what the Xbox Bethesda showcase, maybe they'll
They're
have
gonna
something.
have they're
Yeah,
gonna have to show
yeah,
something.
they got to show something for sure. I'm pretty sure they're gonna show more stuff for Game Pass and whatnot. But I think any Halo news would be probably the best thing they could show for Halo Infinite because
Oh yeah.
everybody. So I feel like for Xbox they need to show Halo Infinite stuff. For Nintendo they need to do Switch Pro or a big title from Switch, and then everyone else there's not really anything that I can really say I'm looking forward to. Maybe Capcom. Capcom can probably announce, I mean, because they just came out with Resident Evil, so I don't really know what else Capcom can really announce that would be like, crazy big that people were looking forward to. But I don't know,
Isn't
maybe
there so much stuff coming up is for Street Fighter Five still, right? Don't they got like another pack coming?
I think so. Yeah, I mean if they announce Street Fighter 6, that'd be kind of cool. But I don't think they're
That would
gonna
be
do it.
dope.
Yeah, if
It's
they
about time.
yeah, because
Tekken and Street Fighter are low key overdue for a nice refresh. Like
right,
I'm surprised we didn't get Tekken 8 yet or Street Fighter 6 yet.
exactly. I mean, it's because it's making money. It's just one of them fighting games that people keep supporting and playing. So, and they put a lot of work into Street Fighter 5 to get it to where it's at now. So
To make it
to make
respectable
it
and
a
worth people's
respectable
money.
fighting game, right? So for them to just start again and say, okay, now we're gonna do 6 now. They gotta learn from their lessons. But yeah,
But low
so
key, if you think about it, Strive, Guilty Gear Strive is going to release with no real competition.
that's true.
There
That's
is
true.
no other fighting game coming out anytime around right now for Strive to really have to worry about. Strive can really come in at a good spot and
Mm,
get a nice foothold. So by the time whatever Capcom or Konami, not Konami, Bandai Namco want to come out with any other fighting company,
right.
Strive is really going to have a solid scene.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Because isn't that what happened with, I remember Dragon Ball Fighters came out
Dragon,
around the same time as Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
right.
And Dragon Ball Fighters really fucked up the whole Infinite scene because
Really
people were
did.
like, Infinite's trash and this game is fun and pretty.
Yeah,
So like,
exactly. So I think they learned their lesson. They're gonna wait because they know Strive is gonna be the talk of the town. So definitely, if they announce anything, it's gonna definitely be next year, which is smart. Let because Guilty Gear Strive is, I mean, from when I played the demo, it was great. I gotta pick up the full version, but. And I think the tournaments that's coming up for it too are already full for Guilty Gear Strive. So the support is there. The support for Guilty Gear Strive is there. So I don't think there's anything that they can announce unless NetherRealm announces Injustice 3, which I doubt, or whatever other new IP they're doing. But I don't know if it's a fighting game or not. But I don't think there's anything else that's going to really compare to that. But as far as the entire schedule is concerned, I mean, we could end up getting some surprises. I mean, there's a few developers here that's known for, bringing some great games. But honestly, looking at this for me, the only thing that I'm really looking forward to, if anything, is the Nintendo Direct to see if they announce the Switch Pro. And then that's pretty much it. And then just to see what, Xbox and Bethesda are doing, since now I have an Xbox and Game Pass, see if there's something else that they're gonna release that would be dope. I mean, maybe my dreams will come true, and they say, "Hey, we doing a new Banjo game." Yeah, right.
You never know.
You never know.
I doubt it though.
I doubt it's highly doubtful. But also Capcom too. Capcom and what Capcom does, because Capcom usually comes through, and Bandai Namco if they do a new fighting game. Or maybe
I wonder what this Square Enix showcase is going to be. You think they're going to announce more stuff for Avengers, the game that nobody cares about?
They better not. They better not.
I feel like they're really going to try to drive this Avengers agenda and try to release some new content for it. And they're going to announce it here.
Nah, they need to go ahead and let that one go. They need to take that horse to the pasture real quick and put it down for real, bro.
They can't, bro. They just put it on PlayStation Now.
So
and they said
that's the land of
PlayStation
Now. Look, I love PlayStation, but PlayStation Now is the land of death. Like, you go there when nobody. It's Death Valley. Word to Taker. That's what games go to get tombstoned.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll see. But we'll see.
Hold on. I didn't notice something. What is this Verizon showcase for 45 minutes? What are they going to be talking about?
I have no idea.
On Monday at 9 a.m. is a Verizon showcase for 45 minutes.
Maybe Verizon's about to get into the gaming world. Nobody asked for that at all. Like Verizon Gaming.
There's going to be a Take-Two panel like an hour after that. Take-Two, those are the people over like Rockstar and 2K, a lot of big companies. I want them to maybe show something from 2K that's exciting. If not, I will be talking trash about 2K for the rest of the year.
They gonna talk about that 2K, that WWE 2K22.
Yeah, they need to talk about that too. They better come with the fire. I don't see EA on here nowhere. So I can't say nothing about EA.
No Sony, no other no real big developers. So other than the ones that we see. So we'll see. But it's kind of weird though how E3 is going to this. I mean, it's not. I mean, I know why, but that E3 went from this big mega convention to this 5-day online stream now, and it just kind of lost a lot of steam based off the fact that it's no longer this big, huge mega convention, and also a lot of these big developers and publishers and just gaming companies have pulled out of E3, and we don't get the PlayStation showcases and the big Microsoft showcases like we used to, or just even other publishers, because they just figured, okay, we can just do it ourselves and we don't need E3 to do it anymore.
But then smaller companies like smaller companies been coming here and really thinking they run the show, like Ubisoft show up every year and announce a new Just Dance, and they have a big dramatic showcase and there's always these dancers coming out, and I'm like, y'all still come up here talking about Just Dance and some new game with the rabbits in it still?
Bruh, they love dancing. Them Just Dance games be going crazy.
Have you seen the rumors that they're working on a Splinter Cell / Division / Tom Clancy something type game? I don't know what it's going to be.
Look, they just need to bring
the lowest expectations.
They just need to bring my boy Sam Fisher back for a real Splinter Cell game. If they need to stop fucking around. Just bring Sam Fisher back one time, for real though. Like, don't put him in some DLC. Don't put him in some other game. No, we want Splinter Cell. Do a remaster. I don't care. Just bring him back.
A remaster. Fuck it. If they want to reboot the whole series, do what you got to do. I'll play it.
Yeah, I'm saying. So speaking of playing, this game is definitely not playing because it looks all cute. It looks all nice and shit, but then you realize that it's gangsta out here in these streets, and I'm talking about Power World, y'all. Power World is a new game. Don't know too much about it, but it looks like Pokemon, an open world Pokemon game. But as you can see on the screen, yeah, it looks nice and cute, like but you see they coming in with the guns, with the blickies. They coming in, they riding in with the AKs and the choppers, and I'm like, who thought of this? Because it's genius in a way. Because think about it, like that's the only thing Pokemon was missing. It's too soft out here. Now I get it.
That's what was missing was guns.
Right. It was, like this is the thing that's gonna get Beezy interested in Pokemon finally. Like, look, we can say, hey, Beezy, we got this game. It's like Pokemon, but with guns. He gonna want. Look at that. You know, Beezy gonna want to do that. You send that big ass mega sized Raichu looking motherfucker, and then you just start gunning them down. But this is the game, like and all these things look like legit knockoff Pokemon. It looks like a knockoff Gyarados, all these knockoff Pokemon. Mm-hmm. But then you have this character, or I guess a trainer, who's using these Pokemon or Palmon or whatever you want to call them to, do their bidding or take punishment while they out here blowing up shit and shooting shit. But it's an interesting concept of a game. Like, and I don't know too much about it, so if you can elaborate, if you know more about it, let the people know, Kev.
All I know is this clip was blowing up on like the gaming section of Twitter, like yesterday and like day before. Look, people just this trailer, and people was like, "What the fuck is this? Pokemon with guns?" And then like it was just getting shared and shared and shared. And I know some people think that the game might not come out because they feel like this may just be like propaganda by PETA. Because like PETA goes to extreme lengths to talk about animal rights sometimes. Because I know, like I saw another article where they were talking about some of the features in the game. It was like they talk about how like your little Power World, I forget what they call it, the pet people. They're like they just die. Other games they don't die. Like they'll give their life for you and some shit like that. They low-key make the animals sound like they're enslaved because Pokemon are enslaved. They just don't talk about it.
Right.
But yeah, so just like this game just might be employed by PETA to talk about like animals. But if it's not, I want to play this game when it comes out. It looks ridiculous, but it also looks fun. Like the art style kind of looks like what was that game? Genshin Impact. It looks like Genshin Impact with Pokemon, and then they added guns to it, which,
like I'm saying, it's like I said, the concept and the thing about it is that these whatever these are, I'm gonna call them Pokemon. These Pokemon knockoffs, these great value Pokemon, look so close and so similar to the actual real versions. Like I saw a motherfucker like a Raichu, one like a Gyarados, one like a Eevee or a Ninetales, all these other Pokemon. So the fact that they are able, if they don't get copyright infringement on any of this, I'd be surprised. Like because these
that Pokemon. I've seen other games come out that as long as you don't call them by name, because remember what was last year? That game Temtem, the Revenge of Temtem or whatever, where people had to knock off Pokemon. And it's out in stores on Xbox and shit like that and PC, and it's basically just Pokemon, but they couldn't call Pokemon. So this game is long. If they could find some type of loophole.
Hey, I see definitely people playing it because just on the sheer craziness of it, it's like, oh, I can collect all these Palmon, and then I can have them do my bidding, or I can use them as a body shield.
As a shield, yeah.
To shoot niggas. Like, come on, and blow up their houses. Like, bruh. I want to play this game. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So if
you could tell that they really thought this out, that they have like realistic physics. Because if you notice, when they was fighting the thing in the water and they threw the electric type Palmon into the water and they killed the fish. The electricity in the water spread. I was just like they thinking.
Right.
They're putting a little bit of effort into this game. So.
Exactly. So I appreciate the them willing to go out, think outside the box with something that was seen so innocent, but it's real out here. Like you don't know, like this is the dark side of the poker world, probably that it used to be all cute and like okay, Pokemon gym battles, but sometimes these streets
gotta die.
Niggas gotta die. These streets, you gotta capture some in a cage. You gotta have them on the line, building guns and shit and doing manual slave labor. Apparently, like they're talking about some crazy real life shit going on right now. So
because the problem, the reason that Ash never became a good trainer is because he keep getting bailouts. His Pokemon only faint at the end. Pikachu ain't never died.
Right.
If he started losing Pokemon, he would be like, all right, y'all, I gotta take this shit serious. Because Ash is low-key one of the worst trainers in all the Pokemon.
He really is.
This nigga never wins. He's not that good.
He is not good at all. I don't know how he got his clout at all.
Some of these lessons you gotta learn. Some of these little Palmon over it gotta die for you to understand this shit is not a joke.
Right. Well, if this game does come out and doesn't get sued or hit with some kind of copyright infringement, I'll be definitely willing to try it and play it because it looks fun. But speaking of copyrights and infringements and stealing people's work, Artists in the streets are saying that Capcom stole her photos for Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, and other games as well. And she wants that paper. She wants that paper. She's trying to get paid out here. I feel it.
And she about to win. I looked at the evidence. I looked at it. I'm not involved. I'm not in the jury. They're not going to ask me no questions. But if you just look at the evidence, this is an open and shut case.
It really is.
She has Exhibit A, Exhibit B. She says, "This is my version. This is what they did with my material," and they weren't even sneaky about it. I was like, okay,
they wasn't. Look at this. This ain't no different. I mean, it's like they just change the colors up a little bit, bruh. Come on now. If you're gonna steal something, if you're gonna steal, look at this. If you're gonna steal something, come on, at least make it look like you ain't stole it.
Yeah. So like, apparently she makes reference material, which like in a lot of art, it's pretty normal to have like a reference was trying to make, or like even like reference images and shit's like make it like it. But they just stole her shit and was put it in games for years. Especially the one that they used for Resident Evil 4, like the logo.
Yeah.
I remember in the article it said her statement was like, even if they were to shatter glass and to have it like the same spiderweb technique, it's basically impossible to shatter glass in the same exact way that mine is.
Right.
So like that's like it's nearly impossible to get the exact same way.
That's wild.
So it's like, y'all just stole my shit. So like, yeah, they kind of stole her shit. So
yeah, and she about to get broke off. Man. Yeah. But that's crazy that like you got a company like Capcom, multi-million if not billion-dollar gaming company, who has all the resources probably at their disposal to go out and just blatantly steal from an artist. I mean, they could at least reached out to her like, "Hey, we liked your art. We like how you did this." I know. I'm trying. Look, I'm just saying they could have did it the right way, but reached out like, "Yo, we like your art. Can you draw a logo, or can we just pay you right now for your logo for our new Resident Evil game, and maybe we'll give you some royalties on the back end?" I think she would have been like, "Bet, cool, I'm with that."
No, she said that other people have bought the license to use her stuff, which is they just Capcom's one of the people just didn't. But I feel like you're thinking too high up. You got to think ground level, the day-to-day people who were just doing their job. They're probably like, "Look, I'm gonna just copy paste this reference image. Ain't nobody gonna notice. Nobody gonna check behind me, shit like that." And then nobody ever checked behind them until years later. Now Capcom getting sued for all Ricky, who should sit in the desk in the corner. Ricky probably don't even work there no more.
Right, Ricky gone.
He's like, Ricky don't even work there no more. But now Ricky finna cost out millions of dollars because anybody would have checked behind him and make sure he was doing his own original work.
That's wild.
Fucking up the game.
Ricky
all it takes is one person to not be on their P's and Q's and steal from somebody, and now your whole company looking stupid.
Yep.
And remember, ain't something like this happened? Remember a couple of years ago at IGN, that dude got caught stealing articles?
Yeah. I remember that.
Word for word, copying people's written work.
Word for word, bar for bar. Stole his whole fucking flow.
Oh, the whole fucking flow, bro. And had IGN out here looking stupid. IGN had to take down all the articles that nigga wrote because technically he ain't write
He ain't write a damn thing. Yep. Man, it's just wild though. It's like, yeah, like you can clearly, but the thing is with these, you can clearly see.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not even like, okay, they tried to redraw it themselves. They just like said, I like how that looked. Let me just drag it over. Trace.
That's not no tracing.
Bruh, copy and paste, bruh. Put a little extra color on there. We done.
Nah. Them niggas couldn't even paraphrase. They said, "Fuck that. I need the original."
Right? Like sample clearances. What you mean? But nah, that's dope. Well, I'm glad that after all this time though, that she's finally, able to get her, her just due and her restitution or payments for her work being stolen after all these years, because Resident Evil 4 came out a long time ago. And the fact that now that she's finally able to, I don't know if she just found out about this or if something she's been fighting for a while, but I'm glad that now she's able to get this lawsuit going and she's going to get paid the money she's supposed to be paid. And hopefully this is a lesson to Capcom and other, companies to, hey, if check Ricky, just check Ricky in the back in the corner. Make sure when he says like, I got this logo, it's his logo. Like, make sure you go, he ain't just Google, check his search history.
Ask him very important questions. Like what were your references when you made it? Where was your headspace at when you made this?
Right.
He's like, oh yeah, I wanted to get this little shattered glass pattern, so I took it from right here. Whoa, you took it.
You took it. You said the wrong word there. You don't take it.
The wrong word. We can't take people's art. We cannot, Ricky. Make another one. That's all you gotta do. Right. Now, is it tedious? Hell yeah. But hey.
Hey,
When you're trying to make billions of dollars, you want to make sure you don't lose $1 million at the same time.
I feel that. I feel that. So yeah, but yeah. So justice will be served, and let this be a learn. Let this be a lesson learned that you don't take stuff that don't belong to you. But speaking of take, we about to take over. Because that's the last of them topics, baby. That's the last of them topics. And you know what? Sometimes you gotta just take over when it's time to take over. Cause we up in here. Logos have changed. What is that in gaming? DEW, DEW, DEW. Logo is up, y'all. Word to Isaiah. Now, look, y'all. First of all, Takeover is officially in effect, y'all. And I want y'all to know one thing. Andrade, El Idolo, is all elite. Now, I was surprised about this one because I thought he was going to be in Triple A because he's going against Kenny for the title. For the title,
yes.
I thought he was going to make that full move over there. So the fact that he signed with AEW and they're still going to have this match, are they going to try to put him against? Like, are they going to have that match and then carry it over into AEW and then go for the AEW title? One. Are they going to automatically fast track Andrade to the world title picture? And the reason why I say that is because what I've heard is when he signed his contract, he had a no compete clause. Well, he didn't have a no complete clause when he left WWE, so he was able to go straight to Tony Khan and talk and negotiate a deal. But what I've heard is he has partial creative control over his character, so he can kind of like talk about or decide how his finishes want to go in certain matches. So I feel like he's going to utilize that to try to get himself, which rightfully so, because he's definitely one of the best wrestlers in the world. And, you know, WWE just did not do him any justice. So I want to see him in the world title picture. I don't want to see him automatically get fast tracked to the title, but I want him to have a good couple months of just solid in-ring work, building himself up, showing himself as a proper contender for Kenny, or take the title off Kenny, the first title, the AAA title, and then take the AAA title off Kenny, and then just continually just chop Kenny down mentally throughout the months, and then make him put up the AEW title, because that would be a great storyline. Think about it. Andrade takes the AAA title. Kenny's like, okay, I'm down one championship, but then he's like, I can take your AEW title too, and he's gonna just keep working on Kenny. Kenny's gonna keep saying no. He's gonna keep denying this. It's like, nah, you don't have to prove it.
He's gonna keep saying no,
right, no, and then it's gonna just and Andrade's gonna keep and then Andrade's gonna keep working him, and then they're finally gonna get that match, and then either he's gonna take the title from Kenny, and it's gonna just change Kenny and put Kenny into this new mindset, and it's just gonna make Andrade this monster top star, because he's going to be walking around with two titles that he took off Kenny Omega. I think that would be a great way to solidify Andrade. Now, will they do that? Probably not. Or it might take a while to do that, but I think that would be dope.
I think it might take a while because now they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with Orange Cassidy. Because Orange Cassidy is basically a star now like that. They have to figure out something to do with him after that big triple threat match, because Pac is already back to doing tag team shit. So Pac seems like he's fine. Yeah. He doesn't need it. But Orange, they're going to need to build some up against Orange Cassidy. So they could either fast track Andrade into a feud with Kenny for the AAA, or maybe they're going to have him feud with Orange Cassidy or something. I don't know. But they have to keep Orange Cassidy hot. I don't know how they can do that. I don't know, honestly. So.
Well, they got to, unless they keep Orange Cassidy in the title picture with Kenny, and they make him the next main contender, because you said Pac is back with the triangle now. So I think that's the case. But Orange Cassidy, what I don't want to happen with Orange Cassidy is that he's hot right now, and then they don't, and then the feud kind of goes on too long, or they don't know what to do with him after the triple threat match from Double or Nothing, and he kind of just fizzles out, or he kind of just takes a back seat. Now that we have Andrade in the picture, and we have other people, we got Jungle Boy getting ready because he's got a number one contendership coming up. So if they can keep Cassidy busy doing something that feels important that'll lead him back to the title, then I think it'll be fine. Because like I said, I want him to have the championship, but I still think they need to build it up a little bit more, like really build it up some more. But it's now AEW is getting into this scenario where they're starting to get a lot of talent really fast. and a lot of good talent, and they're trying to not have what's happening over in WWE, where they got so much talent but not enough TV time and spots to utilize that talent. So I don't want it to be like a WWE situation where they have all this talent, but then
they just hoarding talent.
They're just hoarding it, right? Because now, especially with all these recent releases from WWE, with Braun Strowman leaving or getting dropped, and Aleister Black, and all these other big names, which is crazy to me. I got a feeling like some of them people are gonna jump over to AEW, like either Braun or Aleister or whoever it might be, or Ruby Riott. Like one of them is going to jump over to AEW, and it's going to be like, okay, more talent, and it's just, and that's why they're doing the second show. That's why they're doing this Rampage show, because they need more TV time for all this talent, which is smart.
Time, and they need to. I feel like they need to build up their women's division a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely, and that's why I hope, if anything, with the recent cuts, I know for sure. Well, not know for sure, but I hope for sure that they put Ruby Riott, or she goes over there, because she would do really well in AEW for sure. I don't know what happened to the Iconics, or where they went, or if they're still not signed anywhere. But if they don't go to, I think Impact would be good for them. But if not, AEW's fine. But I feel like they'll be better off in Impact. I feel like their characters and their skill set would be better used over at Impact than AEW, because I want them to really bolster that women's roster with some top tier talent. Peyton Royce is good. I think Billie Kay needs a little bit more work. But Peyton Royce is okay. So I think because they're going to want to be together. They're not going to want to be separate. So if that's the case, put them over in Impact, but send Ruby Riott for sure over to AEW. If anybody goes from that cut, the list of the people that were cut, I could care less what really happens to Braun Strowman, because I wasn't a super big fan. Aleister Black.
I think Braun, I don't think he's going to go to AEW. I think Braun's either going to end up somewhere like Impact, or dark horse thing here. He might, if he goes to somewhere like New Japan, he would be like a star, because New Japan likes huge American, like they like Asian wrestlers, but if you're a giant American, they will push you like crazy over there.
But that's if he wants to make that move to New Japan, though. That's the thing, if he's willing to do that. Because some people just ain't willing to go over to Japan and do that, even though New Japan, you can be a star over there and come back and then get even more money when you come back. But that's a Braun wants to do that.
It's less shows.
It's less shows. Yeah, it really is. So it's just a matter of what they decide to do with them. But I just feel like with all these cuts and all the talents now being shifted and moved over, and now that we have more promotions than ever, which is great. I'm glad that we got, AEW and WWE and Ring of Honor still around, and New Japan and Impact and all these places that all these wrestlers can go. I just don't want what's starting to happen to AEW is everybody's just going over to AEW because Tony Khan has the pocketbook that can rival Vince McMahon, and they can get these big deals. I want people who go over to AEW to really make sense. Like people who deserve to get that spotlight because they were done wrong at WWE. So that's why I'm glad Andrade went over there, because he was definitely done wrong. Same thing with who just went over there before him. Miro. Yeah, Miro. Same thing with Miro. Like people who for sure, and that's why I'm saying if Aleister Black goes to AEW, I won't be mad, because he was also a severely underutilized talent. So the people who need to go over there because they need to still be on TV, they still need to be in a spotlight, AEW is the place for them. People who I feel like just, need a place to work can go to another promotion if it's not going to help bolster the roster and really bring things up. Another thing I like about what's going on right now too is AEW, like I say about the women's division, I'm really happy that the Britt Baker thing, she's the champion now. It seems like Nyla Rose is upset about that, and they're going to probably make her first feud against her and Nyla Rose. What do you think about that? You think that's a good first feud for Britt for her title run?
No, but I mean, isn't Nyla Rose a former champion herself?
Exactly.
So yeah. It kind of makes sense. I just thought her little celebration was funny as shit to me personally. When she said, "Oh, I got these burger vouchers. Everybody look under your seats. Taped to the bottom of your seats." And she's like, "Never mind, they're right here.
They're right here." Because you don't deserve no burgers. I'm like, see, and this is why I love her so much, because she plays her role so well. Like, I think Adam Cole has been helping her with her promos really well, because she has been knocking out of the park. Like, she is on point with her shit. Like Britt Baker's my favorite, like in the whole division, yo. Right,
That
right.
shit
I
had me
love Britt Baker. Like
dead,
if she don't hold that title for a year minimum, I'm mad. Period, yo, for real. Because like she is literally one, and she said this is like when I'm on TV, you can't help but look. She is literally one of the best things on AEW TV, like straight up. So I hope if they're gonna start with Nyla Rose as her first opponent, I think they'll have some decent matches. But I thought for sure, not for sure, but I felt like they were gonna move towards Ty Conti first, but maybe they're letting her build up some more. Maybe she needs to build up to lead to that, because I know they've had interactions before. But if they want to go Nyla Rose first, I mean, I'm cool with it, you know, as long as Britt holds the title.
As long as Britt retains, because I need more hilarious promos. That shit right there, if you wasn't a Britt Baker fan before that shit gonna sell you. Dog, I was dead. Because it was so much funnier, because earlier in the night, the inner circle giving away shirts.
Right.
Yeah, everybody look under your seat. Everybody gets a free shirt. Hey, everybody holding up their shirts. And then like 20 minutes later, look under your seats.
And then she had the nerve to call herself La Champion too. That's what led it up. Like I'm like, all right, I fuck with her. Like she knows how to troll. And then I like her dynamic with Tony Schiavone too. That whole dynamic she had with Tony Schiavone, that still gets me. But yeah, man, AEW's. I feel like AEW is doing a great job. They're getting better at their programming. They're getting better at putting the right people at the right spots as far as top talent. They felt themselves out really well. I know Purple Ninja Cat don't like the Young Bucks. She says fuck the Young Bucks, but they're doing a great job as these heel roles. They're doing great heel work. You can't come on, Purple Ninja Cat. You gotta admit they're doing some great heel work right now. Like, you know, I think that's why you hate them so much, because they're doing a good job. She said fuck them hoes. They being good heels then, if you're saying that. They're being good heels.
They're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I just think the weirdest thing to me though, I feel like their commentary team is too many people.
Yeah, well, we got JR, Excalibur, we got Shivani. Wait, and they added what? They added that. Wait, Mark Henry. They had people come in and out like 3 different times. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I thought you meant like they're adding to the main commentary team.
I hope they bet not.
They just
leave one more person. They're gonna be a critical mass,
right? Leave it as is. Like I missed the 2-man commentary team. Like the 3-man, I'm not a fan of that much. Like I don't know why they decided 3-man was the way to go. Like the 2-man, maybe I'm old school, but the 2-man commentary team is what I like, for real.
Yeah, I prefer it as well. But they be like fumbling over each other.
That's what I'm saying.
Fumble over each other a couple times, and then the first 30 minutes, one of them called the show Impact. One of the other ones,
because they all old as hell. They all old and demented. Like JR don't know what's going on half the time. Tony Schiavone don't know what's going on half the time. Excalibur is like the only one who kind of knows what's going on, but like he can't carry the whole commentary team at all times. He's supposed to be the young, exciting one, but he ain't even that young. Like, come on, like so. But other than that, like I think I've gotten used to JR, Tony, and Excalibur as a commentary team. But yeah. I want to see with the new show with Rampage. I want to see how Mark Henry does on commentary as well. And
as long as he stay his ass on commentary, when they asked him if he might wrestle again, he said he still got some years left on him.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
That's what you don't got.
I bet not see Sexual Chocolate come back.
I bet not see Sexual Chocolate get his ass in that ring. Either that, and the world's strongest man need to have the world's strongest seat. That's all I know.
Exactly.
Get your ass back in that ring.
If you get in that ring with some loud ass suit saying it's over, and then you get somebody a world's strongest slam, I swear, my man, we gotta have a conversation for real.
Mm-hmm. We got a couple conversations, because we're not gonna keep having the time to talk with you, Mark.
Exactly.
You're not. Stay your ass out the ring. You did your job. You've been a champion before. You did your shit, but no.
Yeah, but so we do got to talk a little bit of WWE, because there's something I want to refer to. The Tribal Chief, acknowledge him, Roman Reigns, doing the best heel in the company, hands down, best champion in the company.
Yeah,
I feel like now with this new feud that's brewing with him and Rey Mysterio, I don't think that's I don't know. I don't like.
Seems forced.
It seems forced. It seems they got nothing else. Here's the thing. I get it. Cesaro got his ass whooped by him, by Reigns and Seth, and now they're going back to Cesaro and Seth when Cesaro comes back. And now they need somebody to go against Reigns. And I mean, Dominic and Ray had the titles, and they went against the Usos, and that led to Roman attacking. But I think they're fast tracking this too soon. I get it. It's Rey Mysterio. He's a legend. And this is just another notch on Roman Reigns' belt to say, okay, I'm the tribal. I took out Rey Mysterio. But like, why Rey Mysterio? Like, there's so like, why Rey Mysterio? And I'm like, okay, y'all really don't got nobody really to take on Roman out there. Y'all got nobody built up. And what I'm afraid of is they're gonna just start picking any old body. And I'm also mad that Cesaro, his feud got kind of cut. I mean, he pretty much had to share a feud between Reigns and Rollins. He's sharing a feud. He doesn't even have like a clear cut path or direction. I'm like, all right, bro, are you feuding with Rollins or are you feuding with Reigns? Like you get the title shot, you get beat down. I get it, and then it's like they just move on and say, okay, now you're going to just deal with Seth. I get it, but like you should at least had a solid two pay-per-view run. I don't see why him and Cesaro and Roman couldn't went into Hell in a Cell. I don't see that. And then they could have waited till Hell in a Cell for the Seth Rollins beatdown that happened at the last pay-per-view. I think that would have been more brutal too, because like just imagine like Reigns retains in the cell and then Rollins goes into the cell and then he uses the cell to just brutalize and just beat down Cesaro. That would have looked way more brutal inside Hell in a Cell than Backlash. So maybe that's my mind booking that they don't think about. But now Cesaro's in this weird limbo where he's off TV. I don't think he's going back to the title picture because they're moving on to Rey Mysterio. He's got to go back and deal with Seth Rollins again. So it's kind of like they're double dipping that dip when they really didn't have to, because he's already beaten Seth and he's proven that he's beaten Seth. So why is he doing this again when he was supposed to be still in this title picture for at least a good one more pay-per-view? And because
they just need a whole new draft. They just need a new draft, start shit over.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do.
But
maybe they're waiting for SummerSlam.
Who the fuck they gonna draft when they're firing people every week? They just fired. Okay, so they fired Strowman, who was a top. Well, he was the baby face, so they fired Strowman. So they can't draft. They got rid of Alistair, who was just back on TV and was supposed to feud with Big E. And speaking of Big E, Big E isn't ready because I know they want to get Big E and Roman, but Big E isn't built up and ready enough yet. He just got up the feud with Apollo, and now he's in because Alistair's off TV. He's in this weird space too. Who he gonna feud with? Because he was supposed to start feuding with Black. Now he got nobody to feud with because that feud with him and Black was supposed to build both of them up. But now that Black's gone, Big E is just in limbo right now because Apollo is dealing with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is kind of like circling around that too for the Intercontinental title. And he can't go back to the IC title now because he's already lost it. And so I feel like, if anything, they should have let this Cesaro thing play out some more. Give that time for Big E to kind of like go and just build himself up a little bit more, and then lead into Big E going in SummerSlam to take on Roman. Not winning. Roman's still going to retain, but Big E would have still been the next big legitimate baby face that would have been believable, who could have possibly have beaten Roman, because he's got the size, he's got the, he's been around for a while, and they were grooming him. He was just a champion for the IC title champion. So I don't know what they're doing, but at the end of the day, as long as Roman retains and he holds that title all the way until ultimately him and The Rock face off, and maybe do you think they're gonna let The Rock beat him, or you think he's gonna go over and beat The Rock?
They're not gonna make that mistake again. Because remember when The Rock came back and he beat who he come back and beat? Didn't he come back and beat CM
Punk? Yep.
Then he came back and beat John Cena. Which, I mean, I'm The Rock's biggest fan, but even I understand that some shit just don't make no sense.
Right. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so we in agreement. Yeah. Like, I think that is what's going to cap off Roman as the legitimate head of the table. Like when the Rock comes back, they have their verbal sparring war. It leads up to this big match, and then Roman beats The Rock, and he is officially the head of the table, and nobody can say anything about it. And then he
Will
goes
I like
on.
it? No, I will not like it, but I will understand it.
I will
will hate
understand
every
it.
minute of it.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point. And then by that time, hopefully they've built up some babyface who can take that title off Roman, and it'll mean something. But Roman's gonna hold this title until all the way up until next WrestleMania. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't. Yeah,
he got
so
to.
they just gotta have enough point. They just have they have to have enough opponents for him to run through. That's why I'm saying they need to stretch these feuds out to at least a couple months. So Cesaro should still be in the picture, and then maybe move to Ray, and then maybe move to Big E or whoever it is, whoever you got. If you ain't got to do a shakeup, they might have to call somebody up from NXT at this point. They might have to call up somebody to, but that's too soon as well. You can't just fast track somebody just to have opponents.
You don't want it to be like Rhea Ripley, where she calls up, wins the belt, and now she ain't got shit else to do but battle Charlotte.
Right, so, and nobody want to see that. Nobody wants to see this. Nobody give a fuck about that, and that's the problem. Like, I don't know. They just don't know how to write these storylines properly.
And then why? When is Drew gonna give up?
That nigga, I'm so mad. I'm so sick of him, bro.
When is Drew gonna give up?
He ain't.
He lost.
He lost so many times, and he's still. And I don't know why. Like, I get it. They wanna. They don't got nothing for Drew to do. They have nothing for Drew to do, but they also
because Braun's gone.
Braun's gone. Yeah, Braun's gone, and I guess they don't want. Like I said, let him face Jinder Mahal. Let him go against. Let him go against Jinder. Like, build Jinder up some.
Yeah,
they can have a good feud if they really, because he was a former champion too. They got history. Let Jinder Mahal just come out and cost McIntyre the title at the next pay-per-view, and then start that feud.
Something simple like that. Because look, I just need MVP to tell Drew one good week, you lose. Good day, sir. Because clearly this nigga's not getting it. Like, he keeps showing up every week. Oh, I deserve to have a title. No, you don't. You keep losing. We're still in the Almighty era.
Right.
Let this go, my nigga.
Let them Almighty era go. Let Kofi step up. Let Kofi and Bobby have their feud and go home. Go somewhere, bro. Go talk to Jinder. You know,
fight anybody else.
Anybody else. Just stay out of the title picture, bro. You had your moment. You had your run. Like, this is now fall back. You can't be in it all day, every day. Mm-hmm. Now, apparently, we just got breaking news from the good homie Beans from the East. He said Leo Rush just announced his retirement. What?
Damn.
Whoa. Explain this.
Now we gotta start searching.
Now we gotta start doing our Googles real quick. This man just made an appearance at Double or Nothing, and now he's retiring? Is that why he did it? Hold on. Leo Rush. I'm not seeing. Hold on.
I'm seeing on Twitter 15 minutes ago. So I guess this is.
Oh, it's brand new. Yeah, this is brand new. Yeah. Oh wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, he said, I'm retired from pro wrestling. It's been a crazy ride. But it's time to get off and do a show that makes me happy. Thank you, AEW and New Japan, for everything.
He about to go make an album. I know he about to make an album because if y'all didn't know, Leo Rush be rapping, right? He about to go make an album. I know that tone. He's like, I'm about to do what really makes me happy. Now he about to go make an album. It ain't racist. I know he be rapping Purple Ninja Guy. I've seen him. I've seen the videos. Look, I'm not mad at him. Look, if he want to go I'm a rapper too. Like, if he want to go and drop them bars, let him do that. And also, his wrestling career ain't been that great. Like, he's been dealt kind of a bad hand when it comes to his wrestling career, especially at the major promotions. So if he doesn't want to probably do this anymore, and he wants to, go and do other ventures and things that he's really into, more power to him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, he's pretty. Yeah, he ain't bad. He ain't bad. But yeah, he was cool with Bobby. Bobby Lashley too.
Him and Bobby ain't got no beef.
Right. So it's just it's wild though. Actually, I'll pull up the tweet because he just tweeted it himself right here. Hold on. Yeah. So he says, "I'm retiring from pro wrestling. It's been a crazy ride, but it's time to get off and do what makes me happy. Thank you, AEW, New Japan, for everything." And there it is. Man's hanging it up. He's hanging up the tights and picking up the mic. You know what it is? So, but
he didn't say nothing about picking up the mic. He
didn't say that. Watch 3 months album dropping. 3 months album is dropping. Watch. He already mastering that one. He already got the finishing touches ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody said this.
I'm saying it, bro. I'm messing with Leo Rush. You know, I fuck with Leo Rush though. But no, I'm saying if I wouldn't be surprised if he dropping an album or he dropping something, or he's working on something because he's into a lot of ventures and stuff like that. But that's crazy. See only on DEW and from Beans and East, you get that breaking news. You heard it here first. Leo Rush is retiring from pro wrestling. He will be. Maybe he'll be missed. We don't know. Some people won't miss him. Some people.
I mean, I wasn't a big Leo Rush fan, so personally, this isn't gonna break my heart.
Nah, not at all. But you know what? It's he was talented. He was talented in the ring. I just felt like he didn't get a chance to really on the big stage to really show what he could really do. But hopefully, whatever he does next does make him happy, and he thrives and he is successful. Shout out to Leo Rush. We ain't bullying. What are you talking
bullying
about?
that man.
We ain't bullying that man. We showed us. I just said good things about Leo Rush. I just said he dropping an album. Like, what's wrong with saying somebody gonna drop an album? Somebody please tell me what's saying wrong. Niggas drop albums every day, B. Come on now.
Niggas drop albums every day.
What you talking about? Anyway. Oh shit. Oh man. All right. So I don't know. Is there anything else that happened in the world of pro wrestling before we get into our DEW version of
New Japan?
Yeah,
I've been seeing a bunch of reports that New Japan is in talk with WWE for potential I don't know what they're trying
merger.
to do.
I don't ain't trying to.
They're not gonna merge. Probably some kind of talent acquisition, use each other's people or something. I don't know. But it was weird how I saw those reports, and then less than a week later, they start saying, "Oh, we need to make budget cuts." And instead of cutting big name people. You
know what? Now that I think about that, that does make sense. Maybe they're doing that and they're gonna end up in New Japan. That might make sense. Like, hey, we're gonna make budget cuts, but you can go over to New Japan with this new deal we made, and you can go over there. And so basically it's like, okay, we're gonna cut you, but you're guaranteed a job in New Japan based off this new deal we got. Maybe if that's what happened. But if that's what's happened, we'll see. If we see Aleister Black and Braun Strowman pop up in New Japan, then that might have been what happened. But that's
and it just depends on how they can work this out, because we don't know what this means. We don't know if it means that people's New Japan's history will somehow start being counted in WWE world. People like AJ Styles or who else? Shinsuke, people like that from New Japan. They'll start talking about, oh yeah, if they start saying shit like IWGP randomly, then you know that this deal is real.
Yeah, something's going on, right? And Purple Ninja Cat said, she just said in the chat that Vince is planning on selling WWE, which I've heard. I've been hearing that for a while, and I don't think that's far from the truth at all, because I think Vince has already been making these big deals. He just sold the WWE Network to Peacock for I don't know how many millions, or almost $1 billion. So I think he's just. I mean, and I honestly think Vince is done with WWE, but he just knows that's where this bread and butter comes from. So it's he's got to still do it. And for a presidential run, I don't know about Vince McMahon being the president. I don't know about
you. I don't think Vince likes power, but I feel like Vince
can't book a show.
I don't think he's
Vince can't book 3 hours of Raw without changing his mind. How you gonna fucking book a country? How you gonna book the United States?
I would be interested to see what this. I'm more interested in the New Japan merger, honestly. And not even if it's a whole merger. If they just have 1 or 2 pay-per-views together per year, that's cool. That's cool with me. But I just want to see how they would do it and how they would book it. Because New Japan style is very different from WWE style.
That's true. I mean, I don't know. I also think they're doing this because they know they couldn't break, because they were trying to do WWE Japan. They were trying to break into the Japan market, but it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening because New Japan was so strong out there.
New Japan and All Japan.
And yeah. So it was just there was no way that WWE was going to really be able to break into that market and for it to really work. So they were like, all right, well, next best thing, just work with them. That way we can still, be involved. It might not be in the capacity that we want, but we still have a footing somewhat in the Japan market, because they want to tap into that market super bad. They want, and that's one of the markets, because they've gotten the UK, They've gotten, China and like, India and all these other spots. But
Yep.
Japan is that one that's keeps just they're really trying to get into it because that's probably the biggest. Or it's definitely top three, but next to the
I call
U.S.
it like a wrestling hub.
Yeah,
it's like when somebody wants to be a wrestler, if you either wrestle in America and if you can't make it here, or you might start maybe in Mexico.
yeah,
Mexico's big on wrestling.
Mexico's yeah,
But
yeah,
if you're trying to go like really get good, people go to Japan. A lot of the best
yeah.
wrestlers went through Japan for
Definitely,
years.
definitely, yeah. If you'd be surprised how many of these top stars that now got their start in Japan, or they
Hmm.
started somewhere, then they went over to Japan, and that's when they really started to get their shine. Like, a lot of the cruiserweights, like Jericho, was in Japan. Eddie, a whole bunch of classic wrestlers.
Hmm.
Other than the homegrown talents from like WWE. Like, if you were like an actual wrestler, like that's been seen in other places, you've done
You
hit
spent
Japan.
time in
You
Japan.
spent
Yeah.
time in Japan at some point. So, and it's cool that now it's more open for people to kind of know that, and just to see, that you might only know a superstar from one promotion, but now oh, they did this and they did that, and that's how they got to where they got to. Because some people used to think, oh, they just ended up in WWE or WCW because you didn't know nothing about New Japan or All Japan or Ring of Honor or anything else that was out there at the time. So it's crazy. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what WWE does in the Japan world. But I mean, if like I said, if Braun and Alistair or Ruby Riot or whoever, or Santana Garrett or whoever else, all the other people that got cut, or even people, or if Samoa Joe pops up in New Japan or whatever it
Hmm.
is, like if these people pop up over there, then it's definitely, hey, they working on something, or some kind of merger or deal is going on. So yeah, something to keep an eye on for sure. But if Vince does sell WWE, I don't know, he might sell it to NBC Universal or Fox, or I don't know who he's gonna sell it to, but I don't know if that means he's gonna relinquish like creative control as well, and he's not gonna be booking the shows, and it's gonna be somebody else in charge. I don't know how that's gonna work. I would rather him hand the keys over to somebody who knows what they're doing. I don't think
If you would just let Triple H take over,
he
like
don't want to do
everybody's been
that.
wanting.
He ain't gonna do that because he's seen what Triple H did with NXT, and he knows that people were leaning to like NXT more because it was more of a well booked traditional wrestling show. Like NXT was putting on way better shows
Hmm.
before Vince started getting involved with it, because he's involved with it now. But before he started getting involved with it and let Triple H just do his own thing, takeovers were some of the best shows ever. NXT had some of the best shows ever. Their booking, their writing was on point, everything.
Hmm.
And then when they got brought over to national TV, to USA,
And it started making a live show. It was
boom,
different.
Vince got his
It was
hands on it,
different.
and it's different now. And then he started just pulling talent and ruining them. Everybody who's came up from NXT lately has been ruined for the most part.
And then it's yeah. The only person to make it out is Finn Balor because he got to go back to
He got to go
NXT.
back. Yeah, he was able to escape the shadow realm and go back. Luckily,
Yeah.
and that he got to keep his same deal, which was crazy. But Nakamura gone. Like, well, he's trying to build back up, but Nakamura got ruined. Keith Lee got ruined instantly. Ricochet, Aleister Black, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
They had Pac and he was still
yeah,
Neville.
he was still not.
Because
They ruined him too.
people forget NXT, he was a beast.
He was
And
a
then
champion. Yeah.
they moved him up to main roster and he was a fucking nobody.
Same thing with Sami Zayn. They made him look like a joke. Kevin Owens is the only one that came up from NXT that kind of kept his credibility, for the most part. So Kevin Owens is probably the only one that kind of kept his credibility and became a legitimate like main roster star. But I don't know. Like, I hope people give it over to Triple H, and then they let Triple H just do his thing and make it like how he was running NXT, and like producers like Shawn Michaels, because like he had Shawn Michaels over there helping produce matches, and all these people who know what, who are more in tune with what we want to see. So if he sells it, hopefully the keys or some control goes to them, so we can get some good TV again. But I guess we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, I don't need him as president, so he ain't got my vote.
Yeah,
Not, yeah, definitely not.
he could run all he want to. He ain't about to win this race if I'm voting. Because nigga, you're not beating my president.
Not at all.
You're
All
not
right.
gonna be the people's champ in the White House. Promise you, you're not gonna
That'd
do
be
that.
crazy if Vince and The Rock both ran for president at the same time. That'd be
Even,
crazy.
bro, if The Rock ran, I still don't think I could vote for him. And I love The Rock,
Me
but
either.
I don't think I could vote for him. I'm not into this whole
Me
celebrities
either,
running for
bro.
office
Me
thing.
either, bro. But I've been watching Young Rock, man, and I'm like,
Oh,
man,
yeah,
what if
it's a
this?
great show.
It's a great show, but I'm like, man, what if this really happens? What if he decides to do this and he's like, yo, and it worked. I don't know. Go watch Young Rock though. That is a good show. Young Rock is a really good show.
It's a good show. They had a great first season. It's already been renewed for like I said,
Yeah.
2 and 3. So it was a really good season.
Right. All right, y'all. So that's all we got for news and topics. See, it's a good DEW takeover. See, we've been on good behavior, but we're gonna run another ad break, and when we come back, we're gonna do a DEW version of One Gotta Go. Kev got locked up, and
If family got some questions, go ahead and hop in there in that question chat.
if you got DEW related pod questions, hop in that pod question queue, and we gonna get you on the DEW takeover show. Come on now, we ain't never gonna get another takeover show probably in a while. So get up in here, come be a part of history. I'm just saying. All right, we're gonna take this ad break. We will see y'all in a minute. All right, y'all, we are back from ad break. All right, Kev, lay it on us with the One Gotta Go.
All right, so luckily I made a couple because this is the DW inaugural show, so I gotta start out with a bang.
Right.
So a couple of these are going to be real tricky. Some of these you just might be personal bias, but I'm going to start off with tag teams. One gotta go. All right. You ready?
All right. I'm ready.
Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, Eddie and Chavo.
Ooh.
Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, Eddie and Chavo.
Now, as much as I love Eddie Guerrero, I used to do frog splashes as a child off my couch onto my little brother when we were fake wrestling. I was how much I fucked with Eddie Guerrero. And Chavo Guerrero to the whole Guerrero family. They're legends.
The Guerreros.
Hooven all the Guerreros had it on lock. I'm not taking even Vicky. Excuse me, not even Vicky Guerrero. But I gotta say the Guerreros gotta go only because the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian, all their feuds were crazy. But can we not talk about the triple threat TLC? The triple threat, one of the greatest matches of ever. Edge spearing Hardy off the ladder, bro. Like through the tables. I'm telling you, all their matches, that feud between the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian. Their matches always were good. Every time they got in the ring,
they'll never do nothing like that again.
They'll never do nothing like that. They will never. Their chemistry, all three of them teams' chemistry was unmatched. Every time you put them in the ring, it was magic. Period.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, just based off of that, they all gotta stay because they made tag team wrestling insane and great to watch during that period. They was the best. They was the best. And Eddie and Chavo were great, I cheat and steal. But when Eddie broke off, he was doing the solo run with Latino Heat, and he became a champ. I felt that was the best Eddie we got when he got a championship run. He beat Brock Lesnar. He was doing all that. That was when Eddie was at his his best. God rest his soul. So yeah, but when it comes to tag teams, they gotta stay. All three of them gotta stay. So that's what I gotta say.
I respect your answer, and I'm gonna work through it differently. So I'm gonna say the Hardy Boys got to stay because Jeff's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. The Dudleys got to stay because Get the Tables is iconic, right. And so is doing 3Ds. That's also they got to stay. I think I might say Edge and Christian, bro. I know it's gonna sound crazy.
Edge and Christian, the concerto,
Edge and Christian,
the 5-second pose, bruh. I don't know.
Members of the Brood, Edge and Christian,
right? Walking out with Gangrel, real talk. Side note: Gangrel's theme was one of the hardest themes in the world. That shit. Oh yeah, bruh. Gangrel's theme.
It's because, bro, wrestling themes back in the day, you felt it. Yeah. Everybody's theme, you knew what was happening. Like these new themes, they all sound the fucking same. I don't know who the hell about to come out. it could be any fucking body about to walk out with these new themes. I don't feel them no more.
Right? Yeah, because they all sound the same. They all sound generic. You know, we need to bring back Jim Johnson. You know what it is.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, I know it was rough, but hey, it was a rough people. It was a tough list in general. So I'm saying Edge and Christian got to go.
I feel that. But yeah, just their chemistry and the matches they had, bro. Yeah, I gotta go with Edge and Christian. And then also, you know, you know what's fun? Edge broke off actually Edge and Christian broke off and had their own solid heel runs. You know, they became world champions, even though Christian's little feud with Randy Orton was kind of comical because like that man would refuse to realize he ain't gonna win that shit or he ain't gonna keep it. That man was done so dirty, but like he tried. He tried.
He was the Drew McIntyre in that situation.
He really was. But yeah. All right. So that's the first one.
I have more. I got another one. All right. So this one.
Let's get it.
Let's do best spear. Best spear.
Best spear. Oh, that's good.
Edge. Rhino.
Ooh.
Goldberg. Roman Reigns.
You say best spear?
Best spear. Edge, Rhino, Goldberg, Roman Reigns.
I gotta go with the gore. Now here's the thing. The best one. And I might be saying that because I remember ECW Rhino when that gore hit and Joey Styles would hit the gore. So I have to say Rhino. Goldberg, see when Goldberg hit the spear, it was like a football tackle type spear.
Yeah, it was, and it was violent.
It was violent. But I felt like Rhino had an impactful spear, but it still looked like a good wrestling spear. Roman Reigns, I feel like he just runs and hugs you.
It is.
He runs and he hugs you. And then
if this was got to go, his would be gone. It was not. Definitely. It would have to go for me.
And
Edge,
it's
the friendliest looking spear of the group,
right? And Edge kind of like wraps his arm around you with his like side of his arm and his shoulder when he kind of spears you. He kind of like spears you, but then he kind of like wraps around you. So I gotta say Edge and Edge and Roman, they gotta go automatically. Goldberg, you know. Even though, like, you remember when he speared and he broke his leg or no, wait, he speared somebody. Was it on WCW? Remember he speared the dude with the chair, the luchador. He had the chair. No, not Sabu. No. It was bruh. Somebody. It's on the tip of my tongue because he had speared him. I think he had broke. I think he had like broke his or like snapped. Like I pulled his like hamstring or something like that because he had hit him so hard.
It was probably either Kevin Nash or Razor Ramon because those people. Because he was feuding with the NWO for a minute.
Nah, it was when he was on his undefeated run, but I can't remember. I watched the match, but yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I think Rhino's spear was one of the most like when he hit that gore. Also because he called it the gore, but when he hit that joint,
it's different. It's not because he's a Rhino. Technically. The Rhino's not going to wrap you up. You know what I'm saying? Because like he just runs through you like a Rhino would. It makes sense why they calls it a gore. So it's different than a spear, but it's like close enough. I'm still saying best spears. I'm going Goldberg. I'm saying Goldberg.
All right. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'll put that at number 2, but yeah, I gotta definitely go. I'm gonna go with Rhino. Because I feel like, you know, but I respect the Goldberg spear. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like Rhino. I feel like
the Goldberg spear is just iconic. Goldberg and Rhino, probably the best two spears.
In the game, definitely. Best two spears.
The most iconic. I know some people are going to say Edge. But for some people, sure. But when you saw Goldberg lean forward and move that knee pad,
it was a wrap.
You knew it was about to get scary in that ring. Like the match was over. He was about
that
to. That
man ain't had nothing. He had 2 moves. He speared you. He jackhammered you, and he went home. That was it.
That's it. That's all he had to do, and it was some of the best 5 seconds of wrestling. Every time he appeared. We
used to watch Nitro just for Goldberg to come out. His entrance lasted longer than his matches. Bro, that man's entrance was longer than the match. I was like, bro, but I loved every second of it. I loved every minute of it, bro.
It was just such a grand entrance. For a nigga who only wrestled for 2 3 minutes. He walked in,
he stood in the pyro, he would blow out the smoke, hit you with the elbows and the feet, and then he would just be in the ring for 5 seconds and go to commercial. I'm like, bro. But I'm waiting for next week. I can't wait for Goldberg next week. That's what it was. All right, that's what's up. All right, we can do. Let me check to see if we got any.
I don't see
Anybody?
nobody in there.
Nobody in the question. All right, so we can do one more. We can do one.
I
All right,
got
we can do
more.
one more. We can do one more before we wrap up.
All right. We're gonna do see this one. I'm gonna do it.
Go
Best
for it.
choke slam.
Okay.
Best choke slam.
Best choke
We
slam.
got Big Show, Kane, the Hurricane,
What?
Undertaker,
Why do you do that?
Big Show, Kane, Hurricane, Undertaker. Best choke slam.
Bruh. You really put Hurricane on there? Hurricane Helms?
Oh yeah, the hurricane. You better stand back.
There's a hurricane coming through. All right, I was gonna say Kane until you said Hurricane. So I'm gonna have to say Hurricane. One? No, the one that's gotta go. The best.
Not one gotta go. This is one gotta stay.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm gonna have to look. Okay, so I feel like early Taker's choke slams was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like over time his choke slams.
Back when he had his back when he still had a good back.
Back when he had
eventually,
when his back and hips,
he couldn't be picking people up in the air no more.
Yeah, when his back and his hips wasn't bad, he was letting motherfuckers fly.
Choke slams and last rides. He was throwing niggas from like the third floor of apartment buildings. Well, how high up in the air he used to have them.
Exactly. So I'm gonna have to say still based off most like seeing the choke slam out. Because with Big Show, I don't know. Big Show, like, he had a choke slam, but it was like, okay, that's a choke slam.
Sloppy.
It was sloppy.
It's just because he was big.
It was just because he was big. His choke slam really didn't, like, do nothing. Like you ain't... But I've seen Taker do some choke slams. And Kane sometimes, too. But I'm going to have to go Undertaker. Undertaker, definitely.
Best choke slam?
Best choke slam.
Right.
He put he put the choke slam on the map, honestly, if you think about it.
I feel you on that. For me... It's not going to be Big Show. His was just there. It was sloppy. Kane, most of Kane's moves are just reiterations of Undertaker's moves.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I mean, look, at least you didn't say Isaac Yankem.
Bro.
When I found out Kane was Isaac Yankem, I was so sad. I was like, bro, you really got
Isaac Yankem, and he was fake Diesel too.
And fake Diesel too. Yeah, man.
So it's between Undertaker and Hurricane.
What you picking?
I want to say Hurricane, but I know that's blasphemous.
Bruh, it is blasphemous.
I know it's blasphemous.
Bro, you gonna pick a Hurricane choke slam over Taker choke slam? I know it's the Hurricane. I know.
He's the Hurricane.
He was a Hurricane.
He's wrestling's first superhero. But
right? All right, but look,
out of respect.
Somebody just said,
what's up?
No, somebody in the chat just made a good point. Hurricane never choke slammed somebody off of a cell. Through the cell, actually. And almost killed him. Just think about that. Word to Mick Foley.
Hurricane has never done that. So I guess I gotta say Undertaker for best choke slam. I guess. You know what I'm saying? If you force me to do it.
I'm just saying, think about it. Like, look, you choke slam somebody through a whole cage and then a chair fall on their face afterwards. And then you hop down and your foot broke and you got a broken foot at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. You gotta respect that. You gotta respect that. All right, that was fire. See, look, some of the best one gotta goes we done ever had, and all we needed was a little DEW up in there. A little bit of DEW. All right. So let me just double check one more time before we wrap it up. But I hope look, y'all, look, the DEW takeover, I feel it was a resounding success. I think so too. All situations accounted for. But next week we gonna be back in the fold. Everybody should be back. Beezy, Eric, hopefully Tyler. We'll be back in full form. Mm-hmm. But this was our time, yo. And I hope y'all enjoyed this DEW takeover. We gave you the game and we still gave you DEG, but you got two shows in one. Where they do that at? Cap, look, where they do that at? Where you get two podcasts at the same time. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Bean says, invite me on next time that happens. All right, look.
Beans, you should have asked the question.
You should have asked the question,
We had
Beans.
time for the questions.
You had time to get up in here. Now we got to wrap up, but we got to get ready to go. See, look what you done, Beans. Now, Beans want to be on the show. He want to be on the show. Look, Beans, next DEW takeover, we're going to invite Beans from the East. You know, we're going to bring in some DEW faithfuls, you know?
Yeah.
Have them speak their piece, for sure. We got to start a channel on Discord for wrestling diehards. Look, I'm saying we do. We do.
We could make a DEW channel in there.
We could do that. We could. Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure. All right, y'all. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this special episode of Dead End Gaming, the DEW Takeover show. I know I enjoyed it. Kev, I hope you enjoyed it.
I had a great time.
Great
Great time.
And we ain't had no haters. We ain't had nobody coming in here putting up sleeping animal photos and videos. You know, Eric. And we ain't had nobody up here saying, hey, little wrestling. Oh, none of that negativity. None of that negativity.
None of that shit.
This was a safe space.
All positive.
All positivity. The power of positivity. Word to the New Day was in effect. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I love to see it. But exactly. We are going to wrap this show up. And Kev, you got anything going on with Hold It Down that we need to let people know about?
Hold It Down. I don't think we're not going to record this week, but we will be back next week with the recap from Gnome 11's coming up on the 12th. So we're going to do a Gnome 11 recap. Then we're going to go on hiatus for a couple weeks, and then we'll be back starting season 3 of Hold It Down pod. Season 3 got some new shit already made. So you look up season 3. I'll announce it when it's up and ready. So just be ready for next week. Be ready for the Gnome recap. And then, you know what I'm saying, watch our old shit so the new shit come out. I'm probably drop a highlights video from funniest moments from season 2. It's mostly just going to be Quan saying bullshit, but that's usually the funniest parts of the show. So,
all right,
yeah, that's what's going on with Hold It Down pod.
That's what's up. Make sure y'all check out that Hold It Down pod. For me, more streams on the way. Gonna play some more Returnal. I'm gonna get back to that spot with the second boss. Try to beat it. Also. My Fridays are gonna get back to me, y'all. So fighting game Fridays will start coming back. I want to do like a Granddad versus the viewers. I ain't done that in a minute. I might do Smash Ultimate since we just on the heels of the CPU Cup, or I might do, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I want to do a fighting game stream.
You ain't remind them what the next game was for the Cup.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, thank you. So the next game for season 2 of the CPU Cup. Now, I said. I penciled in the date for Juneteenth, but I got word from work that I might have to work that day. So it's up in the air, but still pencil it in for Juneteenth at the beginning of season 2. But the CPU Cup is now moving over to a new game. We're going to give Smash Ultimate a break, and we are going to do season 2 with Soul Calibur 6. So we're going to be doing the Soul Calibur 6 CPU Cup series, new tournament series. The records are wiped clean. Everybody is starting fresh. So everybody's starting with 0 once again. So we gonna see who's gonna be the next GOAT. Is it gonna be Diogen again with the 6 chips, or is Kev gonna come up and be the newest GOAT in the new? And look, it's gonna be the same way. We're gonna run through a season. We're gonna wait till we get 16 champions, and then we're gonna do a champions tournament once again with another title on the line. So
hopefully this season isn't as long as the first season. Season 1 was a long ass season. It was kept winning,
right? It was like a year and a half long season, bro. I was like, dang, I was waiting. I was like, man, this thing lasts forever. But hopefully now we get new blood in the building too. The people who did the Smash, but also hopefully with a new game, we bring in new people to come in and participate. So look out for that. Look out for more news on that. Like I said, I've penciled in Juneteenth, but it's up in the air. So when I post whatever flyer or whatever promotion for it, the official date will be on there, as well as all the rules. And when it starts, y'all gonna know. And I hope you show it as much love and support as the Smash Ultimate CPU Cup, because season 2, we want to make this thing just as big, just as great, just as dope. And Soul Calibur is the game. So I hope y'all come through and enjoy it. And that's pretty much all I got for now. Anything else, just keep an eye out on the socials, on the Twitch, all that good stuff. But we are going to get out of here. That's going to do it for DEG episode 137 / the DEW Takeover. Ken, you better not cut none of this out. You better keep the whole episode. I swear, if I look on Spotify or if I look on Apple Podcasts and it's a 30-minute episode, I know you was hating. And I know
it's most likely going to be me who edits this episode. So
okay,
I'll make sure I keep all
Bet. Nobody can stop us now. Nobody can stop. We worldwide now. We're gonna be worldwide, baby. That's what
exactly.
it is. The whole
thing under the groove, getting down just for the funk of it. No one can stop us now.
All right, y'all. So that is gonna do it. Granddaughter, Bloodbath, DEW. We are gonna catch y'all later. They left the wrong two motherfuckers today.
Exactly.
You know what it is. Look. It's going to be the takeover. The takeover, baby. They shouldn't have said nothing. We gonna let people realize what's happening tonight.
Oh yeah.
You know, we gonna give this little gaming news. We gonna get off on this little gaming news.